Paulding County. My name is Ivy Capps. I am the Executive Director of the Paulding Child Advocacy Center. As a Child Advocacy Center, we provide services to children and families who are involved in abuse investigations. Abuse investigations could be that the child has experienced something and or has witnessed some type of abuse. We are at the request of law enforcement and the Division of Family and Children's Services. We assist with investigations primarily in Paulding, but we are available to assist other counties and states. So the history of child advocacy centers, let me kind of go back to the whole concept. And early 1980s, Bud Kramer in Huntsville, Alabama, who was a former prosecutor, saw a need for us to be able to help children go through the process, the court process, easier without re-traumatizing them. So the concept was developed where child advocacy centers were, if you will, born, developed, created, where a child can come to the center and hopefully tell about their experience in their own words, one full time, and not have to continue to tell our partner agencies, which would be the Division of Family and Children's Services and law enforcement, possibly even a medical personnel, someone at school. So the research that Bud Kramer had found was that a child could talk to about 14 or 15 people before they went to trial. So think about it where you have experienced something really fun and over the top, and you're wanting to tell about it using all the sensors, all your senses. Now, the food was magnificent, the ambiance, all the things were great. You come back and you tell your friend, and this was the best experience of my life. You see a friend maybe 2 weeks later, and you're not using all of those senses words. You're just kind of hitting some highlights. Another friend you see maybe 3 months, 6 months down the road, tell me about that experience. And you may just hit like bare minimum highlights. It's the same story, but over time, it doesn't hold as much, in this case, for the good experience, it hold as much value. For a bad experience, think about that, a child having to constantly tell over and over again, and we're re-traumatizing them. And when their bodies experience it, it's one thing, but when they actually say things out loud, it's a lot for kids and their little bodies to be able to handle it. So they're really not telling about their abuse. They're just kind of doing what their bodies will allow them to be able to handle. So that started in the 80s, and it's now an international concept. We are one of, it fluctuates between 49 and 52 CACs in the state of Georgia, CAC being Child Advocacy Centers in the state of Georgia. And we are located in Dallas, and we serve Paulding County, and we work with Division of Family and Children's Services and law enforcement. We are bound by standards under 2 different divisions so that we can do our due diligence as a team, as well as be effective and use best practices when we're helping our families. Our mission is we provide a safe and neutral setting to evaluate the child who may have been abused. We encourage the collaboration of social and legal agencies for the benefit of the child and families, and at all time lessen the trauma suffered by the child as well as the family. The Child Advocacy Center here, we used to be a satellite office. Paulding County started referring families to Floyd County in Rome. Harbor House was the Child Advocacy Center there, and that partnership started in about 2000. By 2003, both counties had come together deciding that, okay, we had enough to be able to house, have a satellite office here in Paulding so the families would not have to drive to Rome. And Harbor House would still oversee, and they had a couple of staff that would come down a couple of times a week to be able to conduct interviews and advocacy for the families. That started in 2004. We moved on over until 2017, where it was both counties decided it was best that the Paulding Child Advocacy Center become independent. So we have been in existence over 20 years. We have been Paulding Child Advocacy Center since 2017. 2 staff started down here when it became independent, and they literally did advocacy services as well as forensics, and that was it. Later we developed a clinical program, and we started utilizing different universities for interns to be able to help with the workload of advocacy center as well as therapy. And we have gotten more into the community for outreach, having more staff. Today we have 3 full-time, 2 part-time, and 2 interns, and it takes all of us to be able to effectively provide comprehensive services to our families in Paulding County. Part of our outreach, we have purchased the little rubber bracelets that all the kids love. Actually, adults love them as well, but it's like, says no, run, tell. And so if you see something, it's kind of like what they're saying on social media now, when you see something, say something. If something happens to you, or if you witness something, or if a child tells you something, then tell a trusted adult. A lot of times children will tell their friends, just to kind of see what's going on. If you tell a friend and they're a child, then you and or both of you go to tell an adult that you trust, so that the adults can take care of the situation instead of kids trying to figure out what they need to do. I am introducing the video series detailing more about our agency, services, staff, and partners. We hope that you will look forward to seeing and learning more about what our center and our staff do. Our series will begin rolling in April. We are doing this so that you can see what a family does go through when they're having to be interviewed here at our center, and how they work with all of our partners. We're also doing this as an outreach to educate the community about what our center serves and what all types of services we have, in hopes that you will be interested in helping us financially, or volunteering, or helping us with fundraising.